Monday, 11th of December, 2023. In the Dnipro direction, intense fighting continued in the area of the Ukrainian bridgehead on the left bank, in the area of Krynky. Regardless of losses, the enemy was making significant efforts to push Ukrainian units into the river floodplain. For more than 4 days, Russians have been carrying out almost continuous attacks and assault operations with the forces of the 104th Airborne Assault Division. The attacks came mainly from the southwestern direction from the area near Cossack camps. Ukrainian forces were able to hold off Russian attempts mainly due to drone and artillery support from the right bank. Additionally, landmines played a crucial role in stopping the Russian advance. Ukrainian units on the left bank are continuously mining the positions ahead, which allows them to contain large mechanized Russian forces. Russians, who are tasked with eliminating bridgeheads whatever the cost, are progressively losing a disproportional number of manpower in suicide attempts to push through Ukrainian minefields. Tuesday, 12th of December, 2023. The enemy's offensive also continued in the Kupyansk direction. Despite a certain advance from the north in the direction of Petropavlivka, the enemy failed to take the village. Additionally, the Russian attempt to break into the area of Pishchan encountered significant resistance from the units of the Ukrainian armed forces. Ukrainians were eventually able to turn the tables and conduct a successful counterattack that unfortunately did not result in any significant gains. Another assault happened in the area of Kuzymivka, with the units of the enemy's 27th Motorized Rifle Brigade attempting to capture the village, but to no avail. Wednesday, 13th of December, 2023. In the Tokmak direction, the enemy command tried to restore the position of its troops at the main line of defense in the area of Novoprokopivka and in the area next to Kopani. Another objective of these assaults could also be to force Ukrainian troops to withdraw from the area between Novoprokopivka and Verbova, and ultimately reach the outskirts of Robotyne. As part of this plan, over the course of 3 days, the enemy actively carried out attacking assault operations in the indicated directions, but managed to advance only 800 meters, occupying several advanced positions. Lack of proper attacking potential forced them to halt the advance and begin replenishing their units. In principle, the logic of these steps and decisions of the enemy command in this area was quite understandable. The previous attempt of this kind, with the forces of the 7th Airborne Division to attack the other flank northwest of Verbov, ended in vain. Therefore, Russians are trying to maintain their attacking initiative by not rushing the remaining forces and instead moving in slow but steady steps. Thursday, 14th of December. In the Dnipro direction, the command of the Russian group was in a hurry with the issue of liquidating the Ukrainian bridgeheads. So far, its 5-day continuous attacks only led to significant losses in weapons and military equipment. The forest to the south of Krynky became a real curse for the Russian force. The commanding general Teplinsky is required to liquidate the Ukrainian bridgeheads on the left bank of the Dnipro, under any circumstances and conditions. In this regard, General Teplinsky has all doors open for the use of forces and means that he needs without restrictions. Therefore, persistent attempts to eliminate these bridgeheads on the part of General Teplinsky will continue. If necessary, he will fill up Krynky with burnt iron and the bodies of their soldiers, just like the Russians did in Bakhmut and Avdiivka. Friday, 15th of December, 2023. In the Kupyansk direction, the Russian command was looking for non-trivial ways to continue its offensive. It has begun and is quite actively preparing for the crossing of the Oskol River in the north, in the direction of Kamyanka, by units of the 344th Motorized Rifle Regiment. This kind of enemy action on the extreme left flank of the Ukrainian group of troops defending in the Kupyansk direction does not have much operational significance. But as a means to pull back part of the Ukrainian forces, this is a completely logical and adequate step of Russian command. The situation in the area of Bakhmut was much more complicated. To the west, southwest, and south of the city, the enemy continued intensive offensive operations, in particular in the direction of Ivanivske, Klishchivka, and Andriivka. The assaults ended for the Russians without achieving any significant gains, however. The continuous push forward slowly wears off Ukrainian defenses and makes Russian progress in the area seem more likely. Saturday, 16th of December, 2023. The 70th Motorized Rifle Division, involved in combat operations in the area of the Ukrainian bridgehead near the village of Krynky, suffered significant personal losses as a result of Ukrainian artillery fire. In intelligence reports in this area, the enemy noted two key features in the actions of the Ukrainian troops: the successful use of mobile and actively maneuvering crews, as well as the obvious presence of a direct communication channel between the Ukrainian forward units operating on the bridgeheads with artillery fire units. In this sense, the enemy stated that between the moment of detecting a target and inflicting fire on it, only a few minutes pass. Such an effective and efficient operational level allows the Ukrainian command to maintain the positions and keep dragging the attention of a disproportionately large Russian force. Sunday, 17th of December, 2023. In the first half of December, the losses of the Russian occupation forces amounted to 14,780, which is comparable to the rate and volume of losses in November, when the absolute record was set. At the same time, the rate of losses in equipment, tanks, armored fighting vehicles, and artillery was reduced. The reduction in tank losses compared to November could be around 20%. And this is not because Russians began to use the mechanized component more efficiently. The main reason comes from the infantry becoming the main component during assault operations. All this leads to the fact that December may well become a record for the number of eliminated Russians. In conclusion, during this week, Ukrainian forces have eliminated 6,220 personnel, 84 tanks, 132 APCs, 67 artillery systems, 4 MLRs, 124 UAVs of operational tactical level, and 4 anti-aircraft systems.